and the match was definitely weaker than the first match. And the first match featured a person who couldn't walk.
Lives are gonna be in Waylon Mercy's hands. You know what I mean?
Hello and welcome back to the only wrestling podcast that exclusively rebooks, reviews and reimagines the worst of wrestling's past. We are Better Call Creative, and as ever, to my left, it is the chap with the chin strap. It is Jack Chan.
Hello.
And to my right, it is Ted DiBiase with a bucket on his head.
Oh.
It is Sam Chan.
Hello. Do I have to put a plant in this back of my head?
And I am your host wearing Bret Hart's jacket and Ben Chan.
Oh, back to you. We saw what he said to me.
That doesn't give you an idea of what we're reviewing today. It is the worst in your house name. It is Triple Header in your house 3. What a terrible name. Have you enjoyed 1995, Jack?
Just leave it there. Not overly, no.
No. Sam?
Oh, it's diarrhea.
It really is.
I've watched this a few times. That's what really
I mean, how can you have a 2-hour pay-per-view and still have 3 filler matches? Like, it's just awful.
This is what happens when you put all your belts in one match.
Every single match seems filler for the first hour.
Take us there.
I know, yeah.
The actual main match. So why don't they just put it on the show?
I don't understand at all.
This one on the DVD didn't have the dark matches on it.
I expected that, yes.
On one of the DVDs, it does have the dark matches.
So it has the main event and then
it does have the Bret. No, it has the Bret, the Hakushi and Taker Kama match. Matches or something.
Well worth
And one of them has Bam Bam Tatanka.
29 now.
Wonderful. Yes, it is in the WWF's dark period, dark ages of the WWF. 1995. But in the world of music, it was not a dark age because the UK number one was Boombastic by Shaggy. God. I mean, Vince, he should have definitely got someone in as Shaggy. They'd have had a Shaggy gimmick.
Yeah, but he'd have got the bloke who voiced Shaggy from Scooby-Doo.
Got the wrong one.
The US went with Gangster's Paradise by R.I.P. Coolio. He is dead, isn't he?
Yeah, he did last year.
I'll see you at the crossroads. He's dead.
Yeah, he's living in a Gangster's Paradise now then.
Yeah. He did live to see 24, but he did live to see 55 or whatever he was. I don't know what he was.
No, poor Coolio. Hootie and the Blowfish with Only Wanna Be With You. I assume that's a cover of Only Wanna Be With You.
Yeah.
Was the Canadians' choice, whereas the Aussies, they went with Seal and Kiss from a Rose.
Batman? Has Batman only just opened there?
What's going on with these number one?
Hang on, Kiss from a Rose, was that in the first Batman or was that
No, it was in the early Batman and Robin for it.
Oh, Mr. Freeze Batman. Easy.
But it is the one with the. They play in the film, it was over the credits.
Is it Nipple Batman?
Yeah, it's Nipple Batman.
Nipple Batman.
George Clooney, Nipple Batman.
Why does this suit need nipples?
The mid-90s.
Bruce!
Why have you put nipples on your suit?
You could shoot something. The bat tits.
The bat nipple. The bat milk.
Bat tits. Bat milk. Wait, have you ever milked a bat?
This is a hell of a segue.
Now, sorry.
So the box office was topped by 7
What's in the box?
What is in that box?
I've never seen.
Don't ask Steve Blackman.
Is it shit?
It's meant to be good, though.
It is good. I'm surprised you
What is in the box?
I can't tell you. No, you spoiled it
Is
now.
your head?
No, you spoiled it.
I say whose head? I say
Well,
Jared's
with
head.
a person.
Al Snow's head.
In the film.
That's what it is.
How is it Pepper? That's still to come.
Coming soon.
Coming soon. The PlayStation was coming soon, 5 days later to be precise, in the
95, I thought
UK.
that come out 97.
No, 95. The PS5 did. We only got it in 97.
One.
What?
And, of course, it is a podcast, so you know what that means.
Yeah.
West Bromwich Albion, they played Stoke, and you know what that means. We lost 2.
Draw.
We lost 2-1 to Stoke.
Oh dear.
Whereas Liverpool faced the Bolton Wanderers and won 5-2.
Why did we let 2 win against Bolton?
That was the problem.
Sack.
Come on, pick it up.
Get Roy Evans out.
Was it Roy Evans at that point?
I'd say so.
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
Probably R95.
So, here we go then.
Happy days.
Sam, you watched the pre-show? Anything happen?
No, just
Okay.
had to suffer Todd for 30 minutes.
Well, the show opens with Todd
Oh, fuck off.
telling us that for the first time ever, all 3 titles will be up for grabs tonight in one match. The triple header. So someone is guaranteed to lose their belts tonight.
Right.
Yep. Let's see what happens. In your house? It's in your house.
It's in your house.
Was that Doc who was singing it? Doc
Like a woman.
No, it was a woman, yeah, proper soul.
Close enough.
It's
It's like
before the first in your house. It was a different version.
It was like the 3 Degrees singing it.
Yeah.
It's a
Aretha
proper
was
soul, yeah. And it is front and centre. We see a very, very new generation package opening. I think they're trying to go with the old style Saturday night's main event where they used to have all the clips, but they have
Well, at
no
least they
start.
don't have the theme play.
So it's terrible.
It's Henry Godwin.
Vince McMahon proves that it's new gen by yelling our opener, "It's in your house."
You'll love it.
It's a total debacle.
He's flanked by Jerry the King Lawler and JR. Why am I here? Jerry Lawler suggests
Jacked in the morning. Again.
Jerry Lawler suggests that Owen will be the new IC champion by the end of the night, whilst JR heals it up, predicting Yoko's going to be Shawn as well.
Why is nobody going to win the world?
I don't
Because it
know.
was only whoever got pinned lost the belt.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
really, if you've Shawn or Diesel, just make sure you don't
the
get
whole
pinned.
hook of a match is
What?
that the heels are going to fight over winning the world title.
World title, yeah, exactly, yeah. Does that happen?
No! Well, I don't want to spoil it, but I have.
Yeah,
It doesn't
terrible.
The match does change ever so slightly.
This whole show, man. Savio is out. He chats with the Spanish announce team because he does. He's got so
Mr.
much,
95,
he's
Savio,
got
baby.
so much shaved in the back of his head.
Yes, he is.
It's a hand thing.
Oh, is
I
it
thought
his
it was
hand?
SB.
No, it's his hand.
Oh, because when he first started, I think
Because
the King of the
Jerry
Ring had
Lawler
SB.
goes on about it, and then he says during the match, I figured out what it is. It's his hand.
Oh.
Gesture.
Oh, brilliant. He's making his first pay-per-view appearance in ring anyway, because he did appear at In Your House 1.
Your house.
He appeared at In Your House 2 as well, I would imagine. But this is apparently his first in-ring pay-per-view match.
Yeah.
Making his pay-per-view debut is his opponent. It's Waylon Mercy, who tells us that lives are going to pay.
We're going to pay.
Of course, after having done some brilliant promos, the only one that Vince must have liked was the one where he squished a worm.
I want to hear.
He just doesn't get it, does he? The best bits of this promo was not the worm squishing Vince.
No,
We knew
it's
you
when
did
he's
that.
going on about chicken for some reason. The park.
Savio dances, so Waylon does too, and then he shakes his hand. He immediately kills the gimmick though by looking so 80s, doing a really slow axe handle run towards the corner. I'm gonna batter you.
Got all UWS.
It's proper Mike Sharp, that isn't it? Savio recovers though and he avoids the charge, working the arm of Waylon Mercy. Savio then focusing on the southpaw, as JR tells us, because of course Waylon Mercy is left-handed. Waylon then recovers and lays in chops outside and slams him down. Lawler keeps bringing up this worm promo. He can't drop the worm thing. Waylon lays in right hands as Doc tells us that Owen Hart isn't there, and then he misses a side slam but misses an elbow. Thanks, Doc. Owen's not here. He locks in a sleeper, which I think was his finisher.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it
because
was.
he does the big face.
Yeah. Waylon
Rick Malin.
Waylon is driven face first into the corner to escape.
He does look like Rick Malin.
He does look like Rick Bale, I do agree with you. And the second one is reversed into a belly-to-back suplex. There's a headbutt and a big boot by Savio, spin kick which gets a 2, nice bulldog by Savio, then a very strange pin where he sort of like ties him up, and does a near fall. Brainbuster.
The problem with his Vince is he always goes, 1, 2, oh, he got him! Oh, no, he didn't.
Every single time.
He's got him! He did this a lot at this point.
Every fucking pin!
From
He's not going to win with Bulldog!
From when Luger started up until he left in 97 off the commentary, he always did it in a title match. 1, 2, we got no champ, no! Oh, no, it's not. No, it's not.
It's terrible. For a bit Vince.
That's the thing, he's fucking insufferable.
He's such a terrible commentator at this point. Waylon hits a brainbuster suplex, which is done really well. Then he hits a belly to back of his own for a 2. Savio hits a weak German bridge for a 2. I mean, his shoulders are definitely down at that point as well. But he quickly gets up, hits his spinning heel kick, and Waylon Mercy is dead on arrival. He's lost to Savio in his pay-per-view debut.
Lives are going free.
Sam, what's up with you? Thoughts on that?
I mean, this was just slow at times. It felt like it fucking
It
dragged.
was the shortest match.
Yeah, but he felt fucking long.
We said it's 7 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. 7. It was okay for what it was, but my God, it day after 8.
Well, I just thought it was a really strange opener. I'm not sure why you have to have these two fights, because they have no reason to be fighting.
It's because they ain't got no roster, that's why.
They're both recently debuted. Neither of them have been built up to be ready to take a loss without any reason for it. I do think the choice of Savio then winning does more harm for Waylon's gimmick than it would have done for Savio.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So he's completely dead. But that said, I think Savio's definitely got more of an upshot in the fact that Dan Spivey cannot really move anymore.
That's the problem. He's such a good character, but Dan Spivey has no knees anymore. So
He's such an old...
he struggles to walk. He walks like that thing in Jason and the Argonauts, the Achilles thing. He's so slow.
He is
such a good gimmick, but
the
poor man is ready to retire.
Don't get why they...
He retires this year.
Yeah.
Then it's September.
I don't get why they didn't just get him heated up enough to just feed him to Shawn or Brett and just get him done
promos with him and stop making him work.
Yeah.
We've running his bum card down so much.
Yeah, I mean, he just needs... He's a 6-month gimmick at most, that needs to be fed to Shawn and Brett because it is Dan
Or
Spivey.
even
At this time, if it was a bit later,
Or Taker,
you could
because he's
stretch
tall.
it out a bit
And he
more.
was a skyscraper with Taker, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
They can even
so they're
drop
good,
in nonsense little...
I don't think that would at that point because he still be seen.
No,
That was for it.
But you did have
JR
Sid. You did have Sid, who is also definitely going to be, or he should have been, turned face because everyone loves him and does not like.
Everybody
Henry
just
O'Godwin.
seems to not like the audience's reaction to Sid.
Yeah.
You will boo this man.
Yeah.
No, we won't. Yeah,
Just
you
think,
will.
why feeding to Savio? Like what?
No,
That's just
what's the
silly.
Savio, that was really pushing at this point.
I don't mind Savio, but again, the problem. Well, I make this point in a bit with Henry O'Godwin, but the face side of this company at the moment has got Razor, Brett, Shawn, Diesel, Taker. You've got your 5 biggest stars in the company, and all baby faces.
I think that's what they said when after Shawn turned face after Mania. That's well, who the fuck's going to be left on the heels then?
Bundy!
Oh no, I think he's near enough. I think he'll have to off toe.
Oh, good. I'm glad he's there because he features in my rebooking.
Really? I forgot about him.
Something to look forward to. Jack.
Yeah, I mean, it just highlights the deficit of Dan Spivey, the man who was playing a very good character. And it does kill the character. Maybe they knew that Dan Spivey is not long for wrestling rings, so we might as well put somebody over him. But it is a weird pairing. They've got no reason to fight, and we've started a show with a match that doesn't have any real reason to be there.
No.
To be fair, a lot of them in your houses have this.
Yeah, but I mean, at least there was a character that felt like he got pushed. Like Savio would put over Austin or something like that. Or he put over everyone. Owen and all these people.
He hadn't at this point.
But when he's going,
he's going to, yeah.
But at this point, Savio and Wayland need to be built. They need to beat her. Whoever, Marty Jannetty or somebody like that. I don't care who it is, but put somebody else.
I was thinking that Wayland Mercy over Marty, at least.
Well, just somebody, but it's like putting them both together is weird, and then having the bloke whose character is going to lose clean is even more weird.
What month is this again? September.
Yeah.
Okay.
Vince says that I love this line. You wouldn't have noticed this, but it just made me laugh. It says that he says, they say anything can happen in the WWF. Well, Savio Vega
striking Waylon Mercy right in the butt of the jaw. They say anything can happen here in the World Wrestling Federation. Well, Savio Vega.
We got Puerto Rico.
I just thought, what? They say anything can happen in the WWF. Well, Savio Vega. And he proves it. It's Savio. Look at him.
We've got a Savio.
The most normal one out of these lot.
Next out, Pig Farmer. Doc is in the back. Gorilla Monsoon warns Jim Cornette that the triple header is going ahead with or without Owen Hart tonight. Oh dear. So Sid heads out with Ted DiBiase. I've never liked Sid with Ted DiBiase. I just don't know why. He doesn't need a mouthpiece, and Ted's too big of a character anyway. I think it downplays Sid's size. A little bit.
Yeah. I think it devalues Sid to put him in such a ragtag bunch.
Oh, and
there was a fair few gone. IRS has gone. He's in WC.
Yeah, he's still got Tatanka Karma.
I think Tatanka's still around, but I think he was suspended at this point.
Well, he's still claiming.
So IRS left at probably the hottest period of his career at this point, because he would have been. I mean, that was
really retaken.
He could have easily been number.
And he went
on for him, but he could have easily been some. He would have been in the top 5 heels on this
probably at this
roster,
point,
and he still chose.
He'd have took the bucket.
He definitely would have took the bucket.
That's probably why he left. I had taken off bucket.
Henry O. Godwin. The match is set because Henry O. Godwin slopped Sid in a recent.
Oh, and then he went mad to smashing a bit on the table. That was funny. That was on Survivor Series.
Sid, what a player! He
that happened before, because this we say it's Survivor Series, because Survivor Series happened.
Yeah,
Superstars, that's what I meant to say. Superstars.
Henry O. Godwin still has his sort of heel music.
That fucking team is shit.
It's awful.
Where's Hillbillies?
Yeah, that's not his theme, the Dubs theme, but when that come on, I thought, this now suits
because it was on the DVD.
Absolutely.
That is actually my first dub shit team. And Danny Davis.
Yeah.
He's still around.
He is still around.
The fuck are you doing here?
Ted has also been slapped, so other than the powerbomb to Mark Henry, which they sort of Henry O. Godwin, sorry, that they do a couple of times. He's pretty much been quite dominant in this feud, really. Vince reminds us that Henry almost joined Ted DiBiase as he face plants Sid down and closed.
To say he's the $1 million man, yeah, the brightest. Why are you trying to buy a pig farmer?
Well,
what will you get?
Import Nikolai Volkov.
They'll get land.
Good point.
That's true, and he'll own the farm. So. There's a suplex back inside by Henry, but he's hurt his back, so Sid kicks him in.
Oh, my back.
Ted lays in boots outside, and then Sid drops the axe handle on Godwin tries. He always looks pretty weak with some of his offense.
He does.
Lawler says Sid has the determination of a weed.
Sid has the tenacity and the determination of a weed. Just keeps on going.
which is the strangest line of commentary I've ever heard.
Is that good or bad?
I think it's probably intelligent. It's saying like he always comes back. But
when you call somebody a weed,
don't call your main heel a weed. What the fuck?
I think he's number 4 heel. I think the 3 top heels are in the main event.
Cool. That 2 of them and a tag team. One of them can't walk. Sid lays in punches to the belly welly of the pig farmer, and then he works down Henry and locks in a chin lock because they've gone 3 minutes. Calm the crowd down, brother. Henry rallies with the help of the stomps from the crowd. There's a sort of cross-face face rake sort of move, and then back to chin lock. He misses a charge, Sid does, and then he's caught on his next axe handle. Henry hulks up, hits the slop jock, but DiBiase saves Sid by pulling out Henry. There's no DQ, obviously. Ted trips Henry. The crowd do seem massively behind Sid, despite Vince trying to ignore it. So Sid just placates them, hits a powerbomb, and wins the match. Sid then rolls Henry outside using his sort of
the rotting thing.
The rotting pig thing,
He used to do that when he was a heel.
Yeah. Bam Bam is out to attack because he's still feuding with DiBiase and his corporation. Karma comes out to give Ted the advantage. Henry recovers and dumps a bucket of slop on the head of DiBiase. DiBiase is really embarrassed. Why do the corporation still have to lose when they win?
This is meant to be your main heel.
Oh, it's pathetic, ain't it, the corporation? I want to do a full corporation episode.
I think it does need it.
It is got to be the worst wrestling faction. Not in terms of concept, but in terms of execution.
Yeah.
They were awful. They lost all the time.
It starts with Nikolai and ends with Austin.
Yeah, I think that's
weird. The final member.
Yeah, because he has the match at Beware a Dog where he loses to Savio, and that means Ted's got to go. So then he joins the NWO.
But is there still a corporation around him then, or is Ted just...
It's kind of just Austin, really, but Ted might just be around others, whoever's left.
Although I'm tired.
Probably. Oh, he tried to buy even all.
Yeah. Thoughts on that?
It's cat really. Well, it's just rubbish, Ed. After about 2 minutes, we've used all our moves, so I'll put you at the start of the recliner. Henry Godwin's been in it for, a year, and he's already been face and heel. He's now just the slop people, which is fine, but I don't know whether he should be doing it to a character like Sid.
Well, you got the visual win over Sid. Like, I mean, what Henry...
I'd like to say that at the next In Your House 4, he beats him in a dark match. He beats Sid.
I mean, I think Henry O. Godwin looks imposing, but I think...
He's a Tiger friend and he's tall.
But in this company, he has to stay heel. Why have you turned the pig farmer face at a time where you've got such a plethora of talent at the top?
He's the comedy slopping people, so that's in
which case
thing.
Yeah, so Sid batters them people.
He's got to slop the lower card heels or the characters that suit it. Not Sid.
Like, I mean,
fight for the belt the first 2 in your houses.
We've said the top 5 baby faces, but that ain't including Bam Bam, who was in the main event at Mania as just turned baby face. You've got 1, 2, 3 Kid who's involved with the, and obviously
heel but face.
Yeah. So there is a tweener element to him at the moment, but he's got to be at best. Henry O. Godwin is 7th or 8th babyface in
something like that. Yeah. Below Savio, I think Savio's below the ones we've met.
I would say so. For most of the kids, Doik's probably around the level.
He's still around for another 6 months.
I don't know how this helps Sid at all. No. Sid becomes inconsequential really at the end of it. And then it's just for the visual of Ted getting slopped, but you could have achieved that by having Connor in the match.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Not Sid.
I just think
Sid have to get involved.
Sid should have just battered him.
Sid will get slopped.
Yeah. I mean, it was the match.
Why not taking that?
Why
not? You want to get rid of him? Slop him and he'll quit. Say, right, that's Bundy gone. Who's left?
It was clunky. It felt like a sea feud. Even the story felt like a seafood. Sea feud. Sid won, which is better than him losing, but they gave far too much to Henry. They made him look too strong. They give you a visual win for Henry, for God's sake. The ending does keep him interesting. I suppose you can still keep him relatively in a feud, which is difficult, really, because if he comes out of a feud, who the fuck's he going to feud with? But yeah, and the match was definitely weaker than the first match, and the first match featured a person who couldn't walk.
Bigger. God, this is terrible. I mean, the most entertaining bit was the 3 out of 10Z. Because don't they even mention it? You know what, they're growing out of 10Z. Roughing. It's like, what pig is eating that? But also, I still was shocked that Danny Davis was around, considering when he did the whole heel thing with him as the ref, he got banned from refereeing for life plus 10 years.
Even in the afterlife.
Sam hates that they didn't stick to that rule. Like one of the most inconsequential.
I just like it that they have to add 10 years onto it. Stick to it.
You start rapping in the afterlife. If he did.
I don't know, actually. I will find out.
I will find out. Refs again.
Yeah. Backstage, Corny is apoplectic at Monsoon. Monsoon tells him, "Time's up."
You're still here.
He says,
he's still there.
I don't know.
He's up.
But the main event will happen. Monsoon says he'll give Corny 2 options. Either Yoko goes solo, or he finds a replacement partner. Corny asks if this means that the winner will get the World or IC title if he gets a replacement. And Gorilla says yes, and then Corny heads off. This is like a really good opportunity now to keep the angle going with people wanting to be in the match.
Yeah, that's what I don't get. Why does he have to persuade people?
Yeah. This is a world title match. Yeah.
Nah, you're all right.
So you could add that, and also as well, you could create. I mean, not wanting to give away my rebooking, but why would Yoko be happy about certain people coming in? That might take away his opportunity to become world champion, which creates a load of options. What you don't want to happen is that it ends up being the bloke that Cornette already manages.
That's what I love. Yes, to talk to everyone. It ends up being the only other man I manage.
I was going to say, what are you just there with?
Hello? Speaking of,
show he's doing on. Bulldog's theme is playing because he's coming to the ring.
Wait a minute. I'll go talk to Mabel.
Speaking of, he heads out anyway. We see Bulldog's turn on Diesel last month. Oh, so he's already in a feud with Diesel. I wonder what the fuck?
It's Bam Bam.
Was it before SummerSlam or after SummerSlam?
It was before, because that was...
Yeah, it was.
I think because that's when Luger come out to help, because I thought Luger would do it. Then Diesel just beat Luger. And then Luger went to WC.
Bam Bam is out, who's been feuding with the corporation, so why is he fighting Bulldog? And his music's crap. Oh dear.
Vince loved that theme, apparently.
Did he?
Yeah.
He's shit.
Yeah, that was the one he really loved, that theme.
What's the matter with Vince?
He tried to get Jim Johnston to make a lot of other themes similar to that because of how much he loved it.
Yeah, it's terrible.
What about over? What a trumpet!
Bam Bam powers down Bulldog. Cornette backstage talking to Sid in a poorly lit corridor. Bulldog is dominated with a hip toss and a shoulder tackle, but misses an elbow and is chin locked. Bam Bam fights back, but misses his headbutt, and then Bulldog hits a suplex and presses L2 for a taunt. But he's attacked by Bam Bam. We replay the crash to the outside by Bam Bam, who's recovered and suplexes Bulldog from the apron, balls first onto the top rope. Bam Bam hits his headbutt finish, but Bulldog just kicks out. So bollocks to you, Bam Bam. This is where you are now. Go and help the pig farmer. Bulldog takes out the leg of Bam Bam and works it for the next minute or two. And then JR ruins the ending of the pay-per-view, suggesting that Owen might just be here anyway. Fuck's sake!
For sure that Owen's not going to be here. Allegedly, he's on his way. Do you think that is this some sort of ruse?
Bam Bam
I've had enough of this volley.
Bam Bam hits an insecurity for a 2. Bam Bam can't stay on top though, and he's locked into a single leg crab. Vince reminds us that WrestleMania 11 it is going to be replayed. It's September.
Yeah. In 6 months.
We've got to get the boys up.
Yeah, but if you don't want to check out WrestleMania 11, you can check it out
This
in our
bloke who's in the main event as a heel, you can't shill that pay-per-view by having the bloke who's in the main event as a heel be a babyface on third and about to lose. Why would they want to buy it?
Then watch him lose to a football player.
And the other big match, they're now friends.
Yep. Oh dear.
I'm confused.
Bam Bam fights up, but has a knee to the belly welly. There's more chinlock work. Bam Bam sits on Bulldog after a sunset flip, and then there's a headbutt drop. He goes for the moonsault, but misses. There's a kick out at 2. Bulldog hits his own headbutt for a 2. Bam Bam runs into the corner, and Bulldog sort of hits I wouldn't say it's a running power slam. It's more just like a slam, and that's enough to beat Bam Bam.
That'll do.
He's done. Bam Bam is dead. This your time here is done, Bam Bam. I'm afraid. Jack, thoughts on the match?
It's too long, that's the problem with it. It's not particularly anything's bad, it's just...
There's no heat.
There's no heat in the match. It's just Bulldog Bam Bam for no reason, and we will give it 12 minutes. So it's just gone too long, and then another... Just win. Just win. No one's cheated yet. Like, we'll just have Bulldog win, and I understand why to a certain degree because he's got to come out later, so he's got to have him look strong. But it's took 12 minutes to get to it. It's just.
It would have been better off in just literally battering Bam Bam again.
It's just a bit weird. They don't do anything particularly wrong between them. They're both fine workers, but. Character-wise and story-wise, it was really, really cold.
Yeah. I mean, the match just is not sensible. It's not. There's no need for it.
No.
Bam Bam loses in a clean in a match that didn't have a feud and didn't need to happen. So his legs are completely taken out of him and under him. The booking's been completely garbage because you've had a sort of the storyline going into Mania. There was that Bam Bam was on a little bit of a losing streak, really struggling. Then has lost momentum, but got him beat by a non-wrestler, so it was fired from the corporation because he kept losing, has become babyface and keeps losing. So, like, why would anyone cheer for this bloke?
Was he with Diesel against Eden Tatanka?
Yeah,
I think he won, but I mean, he won inconsequentially because he happened to be next to the man.
Was he feud Tatanka then?
Yeah.
Dear me.
It's 93 again.
Yeah. They're just crying out for some sort of heat. There's just no heat in this company and in this bloody show so far.
No, they're right.
Jeff, SM?
Oh, this was disappointing. This was. It was just awful. This is so you've got these two on paper should work all right.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
But with a decent build, I think Bam Bam should have at least turned heel again later. Just have him as a heel. He'd have been all right.
I ain't sure I would have turned him heel.
Well, I mean,
babyface, sorry.
Yeah,
because I do get the storyline.
You could have done the babyface just a few with the corporation, help Diesel, but then you could have him tag Diesel and have.
Bam Bam's always been better as a heel.
Yeah,
he's always been better.
Look at him. He is a heel.
Yeah.
Look at him. Look at his head.
Yeah, he's got that missing gap tooth, hasn't he? That's the sign of a heel.
But Vince loves his babyface theme, so we have to face Bam.
What we're going to do. Yeah. Backstage, Ted, who's not decided to wipe his face.
He should have still had the bucket.
He's like the little
still got the tree the back of his neck.
And Henry O. Godwin are on the hotline. I would love
Who's
to know.
talking to Henry?
Can you put me through to Ted, please?
Can you imagine the parent walking in and I'm on the phone to Henry Godwin? For God's sake, Jim, get off the phone. It's cost us $28 to speak to Henry Godwin.
Yeah. So that's on the phone. Henry Godwin. Why are you talking to this big farmer? Do we need to have a talk?
Vince builds up the WrestleMania special, which, as we said,
at
is
least
6 months
speak to
after.
Savio.
Thank God Bob Backlund is here.
Oh, yes.
I mean, if he is running for president, if someone had been stupid enough to try and assassinate him, he'd have caught the bullet in his teeth.
He'd have ran up.
Fuck you, Trump.
He'd have been on the roof with him in the chicken wing. He'd have saw it. in a court,
Yeah, I mean,
standing on his head.
if the Democrats want any chance of winning the election, they have to put Bob in place of
We want Bob.
Biden. Bob tells the fans not to exasperate him. He asks them where their lexicon is because he's carrying around a dictionary. He tells us that the plebeians have become dormant when they have to learn how to read and write. And then introduces Dean Douglas. Cheers, Bob.
Weren't you, champ?
I'm surprised that Bob weren't still working. This is as interesting as Bob was. But
He
he's
still
sort of
appears
like,
every now and again, because I know he's in the Rumble, but he's sort of just now a madman shouting about president.
I love Bob. He's amazing.
He could have been like the top heel, be like about what it was, the old generation.
The thing that annoys me the most, really, is that Dean Douglas is a talker, well-established character teacher, but they've sort of linked him with Bob. It would have been better if Bob had sort of took him under his wing and he'd have stripped away the fucking teaching garbage that they did.
And he just gave him the chicken wings.
Yeah, exactly. Just to
But
keep
then he'd have been French.
because there is some.
Get your ass French.
Well, that's it. He was. He was the
Douglas,
shooter.
Douglas is the poison of this podcast. You seem like a nice bloke, but fucking get away from
Why
me.
does he introduce Razor as well? It's so weird.
I think that's his gimmick, but he's not like really harsh. He just calls him a loser, basically.
the loser of this match.
Yeah, it's all weird. Like this whole thing is weird. They've got Dean Douglas. Oh well, I've got Shane Douglas, who's a decent heel at this point. He's just come out of the third biggest promotion as the big heel in that company. And they've shoved him in with a teacher gimmick, like he's never, ever, ever going to be able to break out of the mid-card. Finally, some
big
heat.
exclamation mark.
Oh, the gears.
Because that's what we know. All teachers
And also, it
do.
looks... I mean,
Teachers love punctuation.
it looks like Skip, who we've
It does.
just been watching lose to Barry Horowitz. Why are you reminding people that anyone who looks like this is going to be shit?
Was he the original Zip?
Oh,
Finally, some heat as Razor runs out, though, and he cleans out Douglas. There's even mat work, and Razor ends up crawling in... and Dean, ends up crawling into the corner. Razor hip tosses Dean Douglas to the outside. Backstage, we see Cornette reaching out to Mabel, who's doing a stare-off with Yoko.
I got one fatty. I'm not a fatty.
Do you want a bit of
God. They do sort of go a bit too early, though, don't they? Because Cornette's sort of just peering.
No,
down
they
the
do that.
reviewing it. We on.
Oh, brilliant.
We'll have pal.
Looking at the camera when it comes on.
Razor catches Douglas on a crossbody and does his fall away slam. And then Razor is working the arm and wrist of Dean and gives him some head slaps. There's a leg drop and shoulder charges to the arm, and Razor sucker punches Dean in on a sunset flip. Near falls before we go back to the arm work. Bob's still at ringside, by the way. Douglas sends Razor to the outside and hits a nice slingshot axe handle onto Razor. He knees Razor into the steel steps as the crowd chant for him, and then he sends him into the ring post as Bob considers an attack. Razor's had enough, though. He right hands down Dean, who recovers. There's a crucifix hold by Dean, who works the back, but it's reversed. Dean suckers Razor on the break and stays in control with a bounce off the second rope into a splash. And then there's a chin lock. Razor does a drop on Dean to allow a double down. And then Razor lays in shots. Douglas hits crossbody for a float through for a 2. Razor is sent into Tim White. We do get the visual win for Razor on the Razor's edge. And so much so that we get a count. But the count is done by the 1, 2, 3 kid. Razor thinks that it was the ref, so gets up and briefly celebrates, turning to see it was the kid, pushes him to the outside. I think he hasn't turned on him yet, has he, kid?
No, but I think he's starting to do this because in the build-up on the pre-show, they did show stuff like this. Because have they already had the match with the smoking guns in your house?
It's in your house. I think that's at 4. I
was that at 4?
I think that's where he turns.
Okay.
I might be wrong though. We see a replay that Dean
Turns on
tights.
Raw in a match against Sid. When Razor's fighting Sid and he's the special ref.
Razor's pissed. He throws the kid in. He gives him a little slap and then nearly comes to blows. I actually think the ending is really, really clever. I'm actually annoyed that I know that how the feud ends up because I think Razor looks a little bit like a dick as well. I mean, okay, it's not fucking sensible for kid, but he looks a little bit like
They got a sack of
he's
shit
very
at the ring.
exactly. So I think the nuance of both of them maybe thinking just the breakup of a friendship in terms of him starting to piss me off now. And Razor probably. Well, the company's crying out.
He could have been the one that turns heel.
Yeah.
Because he hadn't been an heel since 93.
As a babyface, he's pigeonholed as that level.
Yeah, exactly.
And as a heel, he could be well.
Yeah, and I just think the feud just becomes very much mid-90s WWF.
And it ends with a nappy.
Brilliant. But the match itself was a decent enough match. It was fine. It was well worked. It probably went a touch too long, I would say. But if that, I'm being maybe slightly critical there. I do think Bob being at ringside was absolutely pointless.
Why are you here?
Don't quite get what they're doing with Bob and Dean when there's two completely distinct characters. Okay, both have got the intelligent thing.
Buddy Landell by the end of the year.
Doesn't make any sense to me.
That's what.
Dean getting the win though does help, but it is a shame for Razor because, like you say, once if he's the one of the main baby faces that can lose, then he's always going to be number 5.
Yeah.
As Jake would say. Sam.
This match and this feud, fucking boring. I hate this fucking feud. I don't like it. Shane Douglas annoys me, and Razor deserves so much better. The finish, I get it to a degree, but I just thought, this is just crap. I did not like. I don't know why. This really infuriated me for some reason.
Jack?
Didn't like it.
Well, I thought it was a bit too long, which is weird when the show's only 2 hours, but we've already had matches that are too long. I don't think it helps Dean Douglas per se. I know he beats Razor, but he does become sort of an afterthought because
a little bit,
yeah.
And then Bobby's so strange as I never get involved. I am just on the outside. I understand that they want to keep this 1, 2, 3 kid thing going. But Bob never does anything. Like, you could have had 1, 2, 3 kid do the card, then Razor pushes him, and then Bob hits him or something, and then he rolls him up or puts him in the wing or something. But it's the best thing so far, because at least there's a story, at least there's a feud. We've sort of built a character up who's new in Dean Douglas, even though he's got an awful look.
Yeah.
At least he's been building a new character, and we've got the feud of Razor and 1, 2, 3 kid coming out of it, so at least on Raw, this is the first match that's going to mean something.
Yeah.
Whereas the other 3 won't.
We do get the bill for the next In Your House, which is the Great White North, which I'm telling you we will do at some point. It's the debut of Goldust. Does he fight Marty?
Yeah.
Am I right? Or is it Bam Bam?
Yeah, he fights Bam Bam Survivor Series.
He's in a dark match on this. And another bloke who debuts soon is in a dark match. Goldust fights somebody, and Ahmed fights Skip.
Ahmed's on the...
Ahmed's the match after the main event.
And of course, the hotly anticipated return match between Undertaker and Mabel is built up.
Hold on. He was in the title match.
Doc Hendricks is not Don West, and I'm not buying that hat, no matter how much you ask me.
Stop trying to make me buy a hat.
Shawn and Diesel head in and they cut a promo. Shawn desperately tries to link Owen to like dating chicks and then not showing up, but it's cack. Diesel, he's awful.
It is awful. Diesel just does not give a shit.
Yeah, Diesel wanted 2 sherbets, and he promises that the 2 dudes with attitude will be 2 chaps with 4 straps by the end of the night.
Well, 3, because one of them hasn't turned up with his belt.
Both of them just don't look arsed at all.
No. They just know we've politicked our way to end with the belts.
Yeah.
To piss off everybody else.
Yeah. Well, speaking of a man who doesn't know how to politic, it's John Pierre Lafitte, and he stole Brett's jacket and he's a pirate.
And he's still going now.
For God's sake.
He won a belt on the most recent TNA show.
Almighty, yes, I do like John Pierre Lafitte, but he's lumbered, isn't he? Because like they've obviously thought, right, we're going to now start making a big deal of the fact he's got 1 fucking eye. So I'm going to give him
Well,
an eye
blind
patch.
in one eye.
Yeah.
He's got two eyes. But it's just
Yeah.
one of them done.
So I'm going to give him an eye patch, and the natural thing with an eye patch is to make him a pirate, but
Yeah.
they have to then make him a thieving, horrible pirate.
Yes.
Nicking kids' glasses.
He's just missing a parrot in it, let's face it.
Oh, that would have been it. That would have been
That would have
next.
been great if he stole Coco's.
That would have been a
That would have been
good
a proper feud.
story.
I don't know if Coco was still in the
Stole
company,
Frankie.
but
He'd have come back for
He'd have come back for
£5.50 a curly whirly.
Give us Frankie.
Bret Hart as well. I mean, he loves these fucking cartoon bollocks. I don't care what anyone says. Bret loves all these fucking shit.
He feuded with a dentist
I
before
mean,
this.
he loves the bollocks he does. He compares Jean-Pierre to Captain Hook.
I can hear you loud and clear. All right, what about the matchup? How do you feel about it?
Well, I like to think of this as kind of being Captain Crook against Captain Crunch, and I'm Captain Crunch, and Pierre Lafitte, he thinks that it's a small thing to steal my jacket, but it's not. A jacket is a jacket, but it's something special to me. And the fact that he's been stealing sunglasses from kids in the front row, the fact that he's a thief in the first place is enough for me. Pierre Lafitte wants to fancy himself a pirate. When he steps in the ring with me tonight, I think it's time that he walks the plank.
Thank you very much to Hitman Bret Hart.
And he says he's Captain Crunch, and he's got his crunch right here. So his
I'm back here. That's what it is. Bret, he's that old man. He goes, I'm back here.
he really is.
He's going to walk the plank.
And he says Pierre will walk the plank.
Easy promos, easy
loved
promos.
it.
That's
Oh,
why they don't need to
amazing.
script them back then. It's just like you've got easy material here. Look at him.
Anyway, we did the usual follow Bret to the ring. He is so over. He is so over as a babyface.
A lot of the camera angle there, following him out.
Yes. Bret dives through the ropes onto Pierre straight away.
Nearly lands on his head.
He ends his career. He rips off his jacket and beats Jean-Pierre.
Well, that's the match ended. I've got my jacket there.
Lawler reminds us
I'm
that
no longer cold.
Lawler reminds us that the real feud for Bret is him. He hates Bret.
This feud ended at King of the Ring, Jerry. Stop bringing it up.
Jean-Pierre lays in big clubs and punches but misses a charge. Bret takes a crucifix pin for a 2. There's a big short arm clothesline by Pierre, and then Lawler gives shit to Hell and Hart as Pierre stomps on Bret in the ring. He tries a near fall on a schoolboy, ducks his head and gets kicked in the face, and then he goes shoulder first into the ring post. Pierre drives him back into it a second time. Bret then does his chest first bump into the corner, and Pierre lands very impressively on his feet as his back body dropped to the outside, drags Bret outside and sends him into the steel steps. Pierre hits a spine buster and chin locks down Bret. The commentary team are putting over the cannonball. Bret feeds the...
Shouldn't the pirate be doing it?
Well, yeah. No, but he is the cannonball. That's his finish.
Oh, that's his
He's putting over the cannonball. I don't know what he calls it now. Bret feeds the comeback and as he tries to do a sunset flip, but there's a kick out and he's nailed. Jean-Pierre hits a top rope leg drop for a 2. The cannonball is teased. He gets up slowly and misses it badly. And Bret goes through his moves. There's an atomic drop. Pierre kicks away from the sharpshooter, tries his cannonball to the outside. And, he's a tough bloke, isn't he? Because he just goes spine first.
Just crashes up and smashes on the floor.
It looked horrible.
And then he just gets up and throws me into the steps.
Yeah, gets up, he's sent into the steps, and Bret is in control. There's a Russian leg sweep, small package, backbreaker. Pierre gets his boot up on the Bret elbow. By Bret. Jean-Pierre hits a running Samoan drop. Don't know what that was. The match has seesawed very well, to be fair, as Bret recovers. But he's almost beat on a heel pinfall using the ropes. Bret then into the ropes chest first again, but he has his foot on the ropes to survive. Bret crashes into the ropes on a crossbody, which looks stiff. Jean-Pierre misses a top rope splash. There's a double down, but from the double down, Bret locks in the sharpshooter and turns it round and wins the match and his jacket.
Should have stood on the top rope with a jacket.
He
put it on there.
He did, yeah. He put it on there.
You know, it's fine. It's Bret. He's going to have a good match here because this Bret, everybody loves him. You know, now FTR, they'll be having a wank over this.
But
It's a cack premise of a match.
Oh, defended Tony
Terrible,
Khan.
the match is fine. But Brett just got to the arena and they said, you've got 16 minutes. And he went, I don't care that I'm fighting a pirate over a jacket.
Yeah.
I've got 16 minutes and I'm winning with my finish.
Yeah. I just
So they go over a couple of spots. Like, he does the Brett chest bump twice. Because he's got so long against the pirate. So I'm going to repeat some stuff.
Yeah.
But, it's fine, because Brett's controlling the match. And to be fair to Pierre, he is mad that he takes these bumps.
I think Pierre, on the heel side of this roster tonight, comes out looking better than any other heel.
Yeah. And he lost.
He worked so hard in this match.
Yeah.
And Brett worked hard. The biggest problem is it's just a heatless feud. I think it's a good match. And actually, if it was built with some level of heat, then I think it would have been. It would.
Yeah, both Canadian.
He was cold.
Yeah. Build a Canadian.
Exactly. If they'd have used something like that, Jean-Pierre now is going to be, the Canadian hero.
He wasn't mounting.
Just something like that. Bear in mind, the next show is in Canada, so there's enough legs to keep this feud going. But again, typical WWE style 1995. It's about a bloody pirate and a jacket. Just so stupid. And no one cares about it. But Brett, being Brett, just goes, I'm going to be better than everyone else. And that's what Brett does. I thought the match was pretty good. And I was really impressed with how hard Jean-Pierre Lafitte worked. To keep up with Brett is difficult enough. He's got one fucking eye. And he's mad. He's absolutely mad. Sam?
As you say, the match was good. And just they feel right. Everything around it.
Yeah.
So why is Brett doing this? Couldn't he have fought Sid? At least that's something.
Well, I don't mind it. I think Jean-Pierre's
he's a decent enough.
He's got to have a better story to me.
How long has the character of the pirate Pierre Lafitte been around? That's the thing. Was he a Quebecer at WrestleMania?
No, the Quebecers had gone by mid-94.
But he hadn't been the pirate on TV for a long time.
No, I think this was his pretty much
his already
hit.
Yeah.
Well, that's arguably the problem with Dean Douglas. Dean Douglas has beat Razor, so now where does he go? Well, he ain't beating Brett, he ain't beating Shawn, and he ain't beating Diesel, so you're fucked, mate.
It's like
he ain't fighting tape.
What happened, I think, is the steroids happened, and all the heels had to go. Then the one that we built up in Jeff Jarrett just left. So we've never been left with no one, because we turned everyone else face.
No, because he probably would have been number
Jeff
2
would have
or
been
3. Owen would have been number 1.
Jeff was the Razor level hit on the heel side.
Unfortunately, he was sort of like the top of the heels, but unfortunately, the other faces were up here.
The 6 months for me, you've got Mankind and Vader in the company, and Goldust and Austin, and you really.
Triple H, he's sort of like the middle one. He's the Razor level of that.
And I think as much as there is some good matches in 1995, in fairness. Because there is some talent there, but the biggest problem with 1995 is the hangover with a crappy gimmick. It's like you've got a teacher going over Razor, you've got a pirate fighting Brett, you've got
a pig farmer fighting Sid.
Yeah, it's just crappy, but there's enough talent there, but it's so lopsided. You need to manoeuvre.
He went way too family friendly, thinking, we've got to have good guys, and they've always.
I just thought, all the big shades of grey with Razor. Razor's an easy guy to turn.
He's named the bad guy.
Exactly, but also be cool enough to still be. He could easily still have a feud with Dean Douglas as a heel.
Yeah,
it wouldn't matter. I think Jean-Pierre Lafitte, you can play up the fact that he's got pirate tendencies in terms of his eye patch, but you don't have to make him fucking
pirate
pieces of 8.
Yeah.
Fuck's sake!
Are you willing to get a wooden lick?
I guarantee that will have been a conversation. Vince will have had it.
If you ask PCO now, he probably fucking would.
Well,
they already have, mate.
Fair enough.
You absolute madman. Cornette's gone round the locker room and he's decided the replacement's Bulldog.
What was the point? What was the point of all these segments?
You only asked 2 people.
You asked Sid and Mabel.
I went round the heel locker room, I did it in 5 minutes, and I've ended up back at Bulldog.
And I've ended up back at the number 2.
Okay, so
I ain't going to ask Connor.
And probably number one by the next, because he's the number one contender.
He's the number one contender, but I would probably say Owen's probably the top heel. It's just unfortunate that he's a tag champ.
Who has heat with Diesel anyway, so Diesel can be angry or whatever.
Well, it felt all of this as well, because Cornette goes really hard on Gorilla, getting him to commit to say Bulldog and Yoko are the tag champs for tonight.
Yeah.
Which leads you to believe, like, it could have been a happy... what happened at the end should have been a happy accident for Cornette. Not a plan.
Yeah, Bulldog gets
it can't be a fucking plan, because if the plan is that Owen is going to get beat, it's a crap plan.
Well, all of a sudden, Bulldog's IC and then the tag, and he were even going in with an IC, and they've got 3 belts.
This was exactly the right time to... I mean, I know them worrying about Shawn, but Shawn being Intercontinental Champion at this point is stupid, because you're 3 months away. You're 3 months away from the point where he's going to win the Rumble. Like, he's
now real strong enough to fight at an IC level. Who's that level?
But WWE have always done it as well, where they've run with a world champion who's a babyface and an IC who's
or vice versa.
Or vice versa.
That David.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
Fuck the tag.
Who did he beat for the IC?
Jarrett on the second in your house.
Oh, and then he fought Razor for the belt, but he was the champion.
Because he was meant to fight Sid in the ladder match.
He did the Jeff Jarrett match there in the country.
It was brilliant. It was a brilliant match, but obviously he went fuck off.
And then Jarrett went, and then Jarrett went fuck this.
Yeah.
And went for a bit.
You remember that women's division that was building nicely? Well, here's Alundra Blaze to model a top.
They just dropped the belt about that last pay-per-view, and there was modelling a top.
Unbelievable.
But I want the shirt's cheaper than the hat and glasses.
And it comes with free unnamed.
Is it one of the Uncle Howdy videos? Could be anything on that, Vince.
Hey, could have been one of Vince's tapes.
It's going to be that tape.
Sending out Vince.
It's going to be that tape that Linda McMahon sent to Triple H on his wedding morning.
Scratching. What the hell is it?
I hope it ain't the Kempatera tape. It's got loads of them left over. We can get rid of these. I figured it out.
Does it do a best of Kempatera?
Kempatera management.
This tape could be what's in that lockbox.
The best of Kempatera is the most oxymoron statement I've ever heard. Unbelievable. So Yoko's theme plays. Poor Alundra Blaze. I actually think, I know we did the women's division in WWE way back when, but they had by Survivor Series, they've got Aja Kong, and they've got a lot of the Japanese.
But unfortunately, JR's the one who has to do the commentary. He is the mic today. For that point.
I think they built it up as well as you could ever have hoped for him to build it up at this point. But you can immediately see, I'm not interested anymore. Fuck this off.
Women.
Vince addresses... Oh, no, I've done that one. Yoko's theme plays as Bulldog follows him out. So Bulldog pulling double duty tonight. Shawn gets a big pop, and obviously Vince loves Shawn a lot. He goes over the top. Listen to this!
It's even worse in '96. When you listen to him, Jesus Christ.
Shawn milks it as Diesel heads out to...
That's what Vince was in '96.
He loves Shawn. Here comes a big truck.
He does feel slightly less committed, but he's definitely over the top with Diesel as well. As the two dudes with attitude do their posy poses. And we are ready for our triple header, the biggest main event in the history of our sport. All the titles up for grabs. So we will never, ever, ever, ever be the same again. Shawn and Diesel do a rock, paper, scissors, and Shawn wins it, so he starts out with Davey Boy. There's a great pace to start us off. Back body drop, skin the cat. Yoko tries to jump Shawn, who handles it, but Diesel just joins in and gives him a pop to the face. Shawn now does the sumo pose, suckering in dumb heel Yoko and slides underneath his girth.
Oh, what happened to you?
I know. There's a slam, but Yoko misses an elbow. Diesel is tagged in. He hits a diving clothesline and a big boot to Yoko to the outside. Bulldog gets a tag in, and he struggles at first, hitting the stalling suplex. But in fairness to him, he's fucking Diesel that he's doing it on, not Shawn.
Yeah, I don't think he helped him either, did he?
No, not
He's
at
got
all.
very long legs.
No, yeah, exactly.
Typically, it was you going up.
Yeah, he got him up the second time. He teases the running power slam, but Diesel slides through and hits 2 running corner clotheslines. There's a splash by Diesel's shoulders. Oh, sorry, there's a splash from Diesel's shoulders by Shawn, which gets a replay, but he does only get a 2. Outside Bulldog jumps Shawn and sends him into the steps. Shawn does the flare bump to the corner, and Bulldog slams Shawn outside. Then he hits a huge back body drop to Michaels. Michaels builds the hot tag as he's clotheslined down after a few near falls. Bulldog, mega heel Bulldog. I'm waving the Japanese flag. The nerve, Bulldog. I'm thinking, I know what I'll do. I'm Japanese. You know, Vince.
Japanese.
Vince calls it the flag. I don't think he knows that it's Japan. I think he forgets. He only knows America, do he, Vince? That's all he is. America and foreign. That must be the English flag.
The land of the rising sun.
That's the flag of foreign. The rest of the world flag. Oh, Vince, you silly goose. Shawn is set up for the bonsai, but he dodges out of time. Out of the way just in time.
Yoko didn't do any
No.
He just went, I'm just doing it quick.
If I happen to kill him, so what? There's a hot tag. There's a hot tag.
He ain't messing with me, I'm taking it.
You ain't doing that, but I won't mess with Yoko anyway. Yeah.
He's the second to take it.
Yeah. Diesel snake eyes Bulldog and hits a side slam. Everyone in. Both the heels are whipped into each other. Bulldog is sent into Yoko upside down in the corner. And then Yoko squashes on top of Bulldog. Oh dear. Shawn in sweet chin music to Yoko. Bulldog slams Diesel. He almost wins it, but then Shawn saves his partner. Owen Hart arrives just in time. He leaps immediately into a punch to the gut, and Diesel hits a powerbomb. He covers Owen. Why the referee just goes, I'll just count it then. I don't know. But he does count it, and Shawn and Diesel have won. Vince immediately ignores the rules. JR sort of starts to tease, well, what the fuck is this? And
I came back for this.
I just think the fans also know, well, this is just a bit of bollocks, isn't it? Yeah, we know what's going to happen. We know what's going to happen.
I've only got one belt.
It's so they have to share the fucking one belt as well, which is pathetic.
With 3 straps.
I mean, what a load of bollocks. The match was done really well. It was a decent paced tag team match. But what everyone did their shit. Shawn did the bumping. For the most part, I was pretty happy with how it flowed. But again, it comes back to it. Was this the plan? Cornette planned that Owen would lose. It's got to be. If you're going to go with this because you want some bollocks as to protect the tag team titles, there's got to be a better way around it.
It's the Clarence Mason debut.
Oh, you know what? Don't fucking book it.
Well, that's the thing. It's just the next night they just give them back.
Yeah, because they did the whole thing.
Like 2 weeks.
2 weeks after.
What's the point?
Because I say it shouldn't have happened because he pinned the wrong man. He wasn't legally in the match,
But he
was legally there. But obviously, Gorilla changed it, so that's. I think that there's segments where he's talking to Gorilla.
I just think this was a perfect option. Even Diesel dropping the belt. Bear in mind, they have a pay-per-view every week. I know that
every week,
every month. I know them protective of world titles, and they don't change like they do now. But Diesel could be your world champion again within the space of a month if you wanted to, within the space of a night. But you could have created some dissension if Shawn did poor performance and cost Diesel. Or vice versa, although I do appreciate you ain't going to turn Shawn heel at this point. But also, Shawn could have afforded to lose in a tag team match when you've got Yoko on the other side. Because as good as Shawn is, if he gets squashed by Yoko, that's it. It's done. So I don't understand why this wasn't an opportunity to get someone into the match, if you're going to go with that storyline, who comes out with an IC title or a world title that weren't in the match going on. Or Bulldog, yeah.
Because then you got the tag champ.
The sub, so you put Bulldog
the sub has to win,
with a belt.
And then Cornette's got the thing, brain on.
Yeah.
And I got the tag champs at IC, Selwyn going for the world.
The plan all along was to get another belt into Cam Cornette on another one of his people. Not, we're just going to lose the only belt we've got.
Well done, Jim. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a bad match, but when you end the way that they did, it's just fucking like headache inducing. Jack?
Yeah, I thought it was a really good tag match, to be fair, even with Yoko being so fat and sweaty. Like he got gassed after the first.
Once he missed that elbow. Once he missed that elbow, he'd fucked.
He was bleeding heavy, but
Don't worry, he gets another year and he gets fat.
I mean, I thought it was a really good match, but the problem is the last 20 seconds where it all falls apart because it's a one-match pay-per-view. You've bought it for one match. You're told this is going to happen, and within 24 hours, the whole pay-per-view becomes irrelevant because nothing on it means anything.
Makes no
by Raw.
sense.
And then I was thinking as well, I don't know whether they do an encore for this because they usually do encores. Why would anybody then go, oh, we'll buy this encore because everything that happened has now become nullified, so why would I then watch the
Well, I'm still shilling Mania until September.
It's like any other title matches I'm going on because I'm all in this match as well.
Like, I've really got to see the Brett jump here, who gets his jacket back.
Did Seek beat the Farmer?
It's just really nullifies the whole premise of the show is this match, and it's just we've shit the bed on it. We ain't creative enough to go, well, we'll keep the belts on them, and then we'll just say you can get a rematch on the next live Raw, which can then pop a Raw because now Nitro exists.
Yeah,
so why not
well,
do
that's
that?
it. Yeah, exactly. And it feels to me that I'm just circling the drain of fucking
it's just
creative.
He likes Diesel and Shawn and that, and he just don't want to
piss him off.
Yeah. So
the two of them bleeding. Just wank.
The match was okay. You know, it was a decent tag match. But the finish, what the fuck was that? It was sort of a way of appeasing them, but giving yourself an out. But don't appease them anyway.
I'm not sure. I mean, I don't know. It could have been them politicking, but I get the impression.
No, it was them politicking.
Well, knowing Vince though, is the kind of
but they lost them.
I think they had the idea of.
Maybe they did, but I think knowing Vince's way, I think knowing Vince's way of booking, he probably would have always booked like that. It's so fucking stupid.
It is stupid.
I think he always had the idea that everybody was champ going in will be champ coming out.
Yeah.
It's just he just thought this is an idea for a pay-per-view.
Oh God,
it's a nice idea.
Yeah, it is. Just
they're not gonna do it, and then you can switch it back and help Raw 2 or 3 weeks later on the next live one. What's the point?
Don't make any sense, does it?
No, it don't make any sense to just do it and then switch it back.
95
24 hours after.
Anyway.
Yeah, it's really poor. Like I said, there's some quality matches in '95, but as I say, most of it's between the 4 or 5 people that haven't got stupid gimmicks. They'll have a bull's head, or they don't fucking, sort out the toilet.
The Click and Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah, Click and Jeff Jarrett. So, overall thoughts on the show, Jack?
It's only 2 hours, so it's only that long, but it does feel long.
It does.
Yeah, it does. It feels like it drags. There's just... It's really crap. It's a one-match show, and we shit the bed on the one-match show. And then it just makes everything else that was brilliant but was passable feel even worse, I would say. So it is one of the most inconsequential pay-per-views of all time for coming out of it. Well, the only thing that comes out of it that matters is Brett's got his jacket back.
Which we can all now sleep easy. Yeah, I mean, I didn't enjoy most of the pay-per-view. I think there were 3 matches that were probably slightly better than average, and they were the last 3. To fill a 2-hour pay-per-view with 3 matches that don't mean anything is pathetic. And the booking directing just feels completely pointless and terrible. This is part of the problem as well, with the fact that they have Raws that just
shit
glorified squash matches with the odd 1 or 2.
Yeah,
because you don't.
And that's usually the first match, and then the rest is all right then.
Yeah, when you do a 4 pay-per-view schedule, that's okay because there's so many Raws that you can build a feud that happens over 3 months into one pay-per-view match. But by the time you reach the next month's pay-per-view, Henry O'Godwin might have only appeared on 1 Raw against some fucking jobber. So, why would you care? It's just the way them booking is fucking terrible. And the best thing that ever happened to WWF was Nitro. Because if this was where that was going, if this is where that was going,
first pay-per-view where Nitro existed.
If this
and they did you this.
If this is where they're going, they're fucked. Like, really fucked.
But then again, you look at the other side and you think, is this any better?
But the reason Nitro helped is because it was booked completely different.
Yeah, it was different.
So there was no job matches.
Well, that's true, but it was still shit.
Oh god, it was awful. But at least you're watching, Public Enemy versus the Nasties or
change with Giant winning in and all that. At least it felt a bit fresh, didn't it?
Miles fresh.
Dynamite felt like it went Raw against Raw and that at first.
Yeah, and then look at it now.
Well, that's the thing. You got to evolve.
Speaking of nasties, off here. I've got to show you the picture. I don't know if you saw it.
I don't know.
Brian Knox.
Is it his arsehole?
No, it's his arsehole, but it's something out there. I'll show it you after.
Okay. Sam, thoughts on the pay-per-view?
It was just frustrating. It's just like I paid for Raw. Really? I paid for Raw with one match premise in that fuck Daryl.
Imagine the parents of the one who paid for a Raw pay-per-view and also paid for the Henry Godwin call. That would have been a really bad night for them.
$70. They'd go right to go.
And I've got a tape and I don't know what it's on. It's a terrible.
You know that episode of Butter where they play the tape and it's the Providence tape.
Oh God, I hope it ain't Vince. Don't shit there, Vince.
We can't have seen it. That's the slap bucket.
Oh dear. Match of the night then, Jack.
I want to give it the tag because it's the one I was most entertained by until the finish, so it will be Jean-Pierre Lafitte Libre.
Exactly the same reasoning for me. Worst match?
Well, it wouldn't have been the tag, but I think it's the one match that means anything, and they shit the bed, so it's going to be the main event.
I can't argue with that. I think because of the amount of in-ring work that was done, I'm going to say Savio versus Wayland purely because that's as bad as Sid versus... Well, Sid versus Henry's probably slightly worse in ring.
At least he had the right winner.
Sid won. Savio batters Waylon Mercy on his debut. Just feels like, what the fuck have you done here? So,
I'm going to go with Bulldog Bam Bam because on paper that should have worked better. But considering what happens at the end, I think it would have been better to not have Bulldog in a match at all.
Yeah,
because then you could say, well, he's Bulldog. He's already turned on Diesel. He knows he was friends with you. He knows your strengths and weaknesses, so he's going to bring the belt to us.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Do something with it.
I agree with that.
Do something.
MVP?
God. And the Bulldog, I mean, he like 2 matches. He worked really well in the main event.
With match
it's probably Brett, but I'm going to go Bulldog.
I'm going to go Brett 'cause he comes out with his jacket. Like,
anyone who comes out with...
I've got what I come here for. Go have it.
Sam?
Yeah, it's got to be Brett, to be honest. Brett or Bulldog, you can't argue either way, to be honest.
And LVP?
I'm going to go Wayland. I mean, it's his new character for pay-per-view anyway, and he just looks like he's ready for bed.
I'm tired.
Let that man rest. It's a lovely character. It's very good, but we've just happened to put it on a man who can know the work.
Yeah. Wayland, Bam Bam, and the Corporation, probably in that order.
Jim Cornette, it took you this long to look at somebody who's there.
And Cornette, that was your plan.
Did Cornette ever go over it?
No faction.
No heel factions. They know how to book. All heel factions at this point were buffoons.
Yeah.
That's what they want.
Get everyone together and we'll all be shit together.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. So, we now take the task of trying to rebook an inconsequential September in Your House pay-per-view. I assume we all got cards together in some form or fashion.
Yeah.
I'm going to open with you first, Sam, for your rebooking of Triple Header.
Right. The Triple Header is that all 3 belts are on the line. They're not in the same fucking match. Because at least then it helps.
Is that this?
Yeah.
All 3
3 belts are on the line.
Yeah.
So it's a 6-match card similar to this. So obviously 3 other matches are pretty filler, and there's a lot of scribbling out for names that I could 1 remember and 2 that'll do.
Butch and Luke were in the company.
I wish you hadn't have told me that. I would have put them in.
Fighting Diesel.
No, but the first match is a 6-man tag just because it's Bam Bam and the Smoking Guns v Comma and Men on a Mission. Why not? Why not?
Yeah,
Because it's Mo.
Does
Well,
Mark
no,
Welber?
no, he
Today I watched this show and thought it needed Mo.
No, but honestly, it was going to be Tatanka and Men on a Mission, but I thought you suspended it.
Why not just the $1 million?
Well, again, I couldn't remember who was in it. And the Smoking Guns, whatever.
Nikolai.
But obviously, Bam Bam and the Guns go over. Because Bam Bam, he can feud with Comma, at least in the corporation. At least he's somebody who's half decent. Next match, I'd give Brett Sid, because I think at least that's a half decent match with the 2 of them.
Yeah.
You know, give both something. Obviously, Brett wins. Tie over a jacket. Of course, he's Sid stealing his jacket. It's just maybe have Brett feud with the corporation. I know, obviously, it's low, but, you know, give Brett some half decent people to feud with. Not a fucking pirate.
Yep.
And Sid, he's a star, eh? Really.
Yeah.
So, and this might stop people cheering him. I doubt it. Next match is Dean Douglas, whatever his fucking name is, v
The franchise!
v Savio. So I think Savio could get a decent match out of him. And obviously, if he's Razor's friend, if you want to do that, at least, you know, beat your friend, whatever.
Beat your friend.
Beat your friend. The next match, tag title match, are these next 3 in the title matches.
Yeah.
So Yoko and Owen v Razor and Kid. This is the way you can split Kid and Razor up by him fucking up the match and stuff.
Yeah.
And then Owen and Yoko can retain. The IC title match, I would have Shawn v Marty. I would bring him in because he never got his rematch, and he's you know. Shawn,
is Marty a heel or a babyface at this point?
He's a face, but you can still do a face because you know.
Do you want?
But it's all. I mean, it'd be a decent match for fuck's sake. Because the title match is Diesel v Bulldog because there's no other fucking heel.
Bulldog gotta blow off the thing.
Yeah, and hopefully it's not as bad as what we see at the next one.
Yeah, Leglock City.
Yeah, but to be honest, even when I wrote that down, it's like it's the best you can do at this point.
Well, it's the match that needs to happen.
Yeah, I wanted to put Bob in there when I saw him on the show talking. I thought, where can I put Bob? I thought, I don't know where to put him, really.
Replace him with take JR off commentary and put Bob
Bob
on.
could fight the IC against Shawn.
Yeah, Bob could win.
I was tempted to do that, or Bob v Brett, but we saw what happened at Mania.
You could have had Bob versus both Bushwhackers in the dark match.
That's what'll happen.
What's your dark matches?
Bob v Butch.
All 6 of them.
Bob v Butch and Sparky v
Taker.
PCO. He stole my car, the bastard.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
So, yeah, that'd be A1 bucket.
Right.
And I ain't happy with it.
No, well. Happy with the roster.
No, it's A.
My first match, Razor versus Dean Douglas. I think I'd keep it as was, and I think I'd have to finish the same way. I think I would. I think I'd have Razor maybe slap X-Pac a little bit harder or something. But I'm happy with the finish the way that it was. Well, Mercy versus Barry Horowitz. So obviously Barry Horowitz is on a roll. He's won at SummerSlam.
Yeah,
I think. Absolutely battered by Waylon Mercy. Puts you right back in your place. You are a man who backs his old back. Waylon Mercy has sorted the shit out. Jean-Pierre Lafitte versus Bret Hart. I would retcon the reasoning for the feud. It would definitely be some sort of Canadian bollocks. I would probably.
I stole your hockey stick.
Yeah, probably have something I'd probably have something to do with the French Canadian versus the
English Canadian. England v France.
Almost saying like he sells out to the Americans every way he can, and I'm a true Canadian. And I'd probably have him use the sharpshooter in the feud. Maybe it wouldn't be his finish, but maybe trying to say that Brett's done now. I'm going to save Canada. Save Canada! Sid versus Bam Bam. Just seems like the logical sort of 2 main heads of this feud. I'd have Comma Tatanka and Sid stand over Henry and Bigelow at the end of that match. So that's done. I mean, if you wanted then to spin that off into a tag match at the next pay-per-view, you could. I'd probably then have Henry and Bigelow versus Comer and Tatanka and keep Sid away from it. Savio versus Skip. Savio gets his win over a bloke who's just now losing anyway, so we've got Savio heated up. And the main event. So, Owen's not there. I'm okay with that. Cornette has to replace it. I would have Cornette feel confident that he's going to be able to replace it. Yoko is a pain in his arse though, so every time he goes, well, we've got Bulldog, and he goes, no, I don't want Bulldog, because I want to win the title. And Bulldog's, yeah. Stinks. So he then goes and gets Bundy, and obviously,
Bundy
I don't want Bundy, he's a bastard. Then he gets Babel, I having him, so Cornette's getting exasperated by it. Yoko's basically like, you're going to have to get me someone, but I'm taking the world title, I don't want anyone to overshadow me. So Cornette can't find anyone.
No one can overshadow him.
Can't find him at all. Yoko's going solo. As he gets to the ring, Razor Ramon's theme plays. He comes out, basically said, I'm joining Yoko, I'm tagging with Yoko.
Oh God.
He said, I would do it not clean. Don't do it like a real life. Just basically say, Shawn, you're making me an IC title. You gave me an IC title. You stopped me becoming an IC champion. Diesel's never offered him a title shot. The kids cost him a match tonight. Yeah. So what good friend giving me? This is my opportunity to win a title, and I'm sorry, I'm going to take it. Yeah. So he joins the match. Yoko would still be pissed off at Cornette though.
You know what?
Why have you agreed to this?
If WF booked this, Razor would take the pin and lose.
Well, I don't know why he got to that. Yes, Razor and Yoko would struggle throughout. I would have Razor be a little bit respectful to his friends with Shawn and Diesel, but it's about money, because that's what he is.
Money.
That's what they are, aren't they? It's about money.
See you with it.
I would have Razor stop Yoko winning a few times as well, because that still keeps the tweenery kind of thing going on. And throughout the match as well, Bundy, Bulldog, and Mabel are going to try and get involved, and both the heels are going to, and the baby faces are going to clean them out. Owen would start showing up. It would eventually show up. I'd probably have him with his airport bag. And so, he's only just
still in street clothes.
What the fuck's going on?
Still in street clothes, yeah.
Not understand what the fuck's going on.
He's done a De Freitas.
He grabbed the title belt.
He's done a De Freitas and turned up late.
Well, I'd get him grab the tag team title belt, see Razor with Shawn, and think, well, he must be with them because he's friends with them.
Oh, yeah.
Goes to hit Razor. Razor ducks. He hits Shawn. Razor then hits the Razor's edge to Owen. But he sees Shawn and thinks, I'm going to pin him, and wins the IC title.
Oh.
Yoko would be pissed off because he's not won the title, so he's pissed off at Cornette, because that was the whole idea. Camp Cornette have ended up with not getting the title into the camp, and I think you can spin Razor into a sort of tweenery, if not fully fledged heel from here. With Shawn. And I think if Shawn can go over Razor in preparation for what at this point is Diesel, but will eventually become Brett, I think that's the sensible booking. So there you go.
Well, Jay is good. Ron starts.
Bushwhackers main event with Bundy.
6-man tag.
Yeah.
Bundy. Now I've turned the kid earlier, probably, with $1 Million Man. So it's Sid, Comer, and 1, 2, 3 Kid. Be Bam Bam, Hakushi, because Hakushi fought 1, 2, 3 Kid. And I've refused to book Henry. I don't know why. I've booked Fatu.
Omari was
I did think about having workers.
But he's a better worker than Henry.
Oh, mild.
Have you started the match?
Well, he fights Triple H on the dark match on this as well.
He fought Triple H SummerSlam 95.
I thought Triple H fought
Or was it Bob?
Yeah.
We definitely seen different Fatu versus Triple H. Was that in your S1 then?
It could have been one of the early in your houses. Probably the one where Shawn drops it though.
Sid, Comer, and 1, 2, 3 Kid win. They don't retain it. Just win. There you go. Well done.
Retain your respect.
Next match, 2 out of 3 falls. Barry Horowitz v Skip. Skip wants his win, you know, it's a fluke. I'm going to prove I'm a much better wrestler. I'll beat him twice in a row. That's how good I am.
Yeah.
But he's going to lose twice in a row to Barry.
God, you're very old Candido here.
Yeah,
At least he got a story, I suppose.
You'd rather be booked, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
D. Douglas v Savio. Sam booked that, and I've booked it as well. And D. Douglas goes over to get him ready. The next match is the tag title match. It's Yoko and not Owen. Owen isn't there because of his wife's having a child. This is what he's happening in real life.
That is what he was happening, wasn't it?
So,
was it?
let the man bloody see his child, for God's sake. So, the sub is going to be Mabel. Yeah, well, I'm going to use him. He was on SummerSlam. I can't not have Mabel there.
He's about ready to carry on with take.
Shawn and Razor. Shawn beat Razor D at SummerSlam, so Razor's with Shawn. And I'm having Shawn and Razor win the tag. And then my story would be the next night they go, well, Owen his the tag, it shouldn't have been for the tag belts, blah blah blah, and then Monsoon will placate and say, in 2 weeks, on the next live Raw, to pop a rating, we'll have Shawn and Razor v Yoko and Owen, they'll win the belts back, and then at the next In Your House, that'll probably be one of the main matches, in a cage.
Yeah.
Razor and Shawn versus Yoko and Owen for the tag.
Cage match for Yoko.
Well, probably.
Can you not have a door? Or he can't fit through the door?
Just I have saw it.
He's on a hinge.
Maybe build a cage around him.
Or a tornado or something. I don't know. But probably
he can't get out after the show, so they just have to sit there whilst they take the cage.
Gimmick, but it would basically be Razor turning on Shawn at the end of it.
Yeah.
So the whole thing is just for Razor to turn him. Brett v Waylon Mercy. Waylon Mercy is a very good character. Brett enjoys the cartoons, as you said. Brett would probably win by DQ.
Just to keep it going a little bit.
Well, I would probably have Waylon, put him in the sleeper. He can do the bob. I'll be in it for 2 hours because I'm so good. Do the arm, get up, get the rope. He refuses. And then I would probably want Waylon if he's strong enough. I don't think he is because his knees are fucked.
He definitely
But to keep him in the sleeper and then sort of swing him around a little bit.
Okay,
which would be a nice one.
Yeah.
And then Brett would be like, oh my god, I am dead. But next week I'll be with my sharpshooter because I'm
give him back
Wrestling's real.
jacket.
Women's title, I've booked it.
Good.
Why not? Bertha Fabi, Alundra Blaze, and I would have Alundra win the belt back here because she's a better champ. She's the only woman.
Yeah.
So I put the bloody belt on it and then she can fight the Japanese women that we get. And the main event, same as Sam. I would blow it off here, Diesel v Bulldog. And Diesel would retain because I probably wouldn't book him on the next In Your House because my main one would be the tag and I would probably want Brett to win because it's in Canada.
Yeah, your two main people should be Owen and Brett.
Diesel can be on it in the dark, but I don't think he needs to be on the pay-per-view.
You booked Jean-Pierre out of existence there.
I did, but Jean-Pierre, I'll tell you what, he can steal Hakushi's hat, and then they can fight over that.
No, he should
can steal his stencils.
Steal his manager, and then for strange reasons, Shinja's managing Jean-Pierre.
He's now on his shoulder. And he's now a parrot.
Well, it was his teeth. Last time we saw him, he was teething with Typhoon.
He was. Shinja! In Shinja gear as well.
I love wrestling.
We've done a lot of shit, haven't we? Jesus Christ.
So much of it.
But if you feel that our rebooking was shit, let us know on our website, which is bettercallcreative.org.
I know mine was.
Our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/BCC pod, or our Twitter, which is @BCC pod. We round out the episode, as we always do, with a fantasy card. And as WWF made a match about a mid-carder stealing a main eventer's clothing, we've decided to do that 6 times over. Mine are, era-defining. Like, they're not all in the same era. They're all fucking over the place.
Come to be in.
Yeah, literally, it is.
That's all I ever.
It wasn't the easiest rebook in this. I mean, are you going to fight over someone's socks? Who knows? But I assume we all got 6 matches.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw to you first, then Jack, for your match number 1.
So, Jack Perry.
Yeah.
Jungle Boy, whatever.
Are you having him as the main event? The main event?
No.
Is he scapegoat?
Carter for life, he is.
In that feud, you'd have a goat.
With that fucking body, with that torso, he'll always be Carter. Versus Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah.
He's probably a main eventer in his own head.
Yeah.
He's a main eventer. And they can feud over his old suspenders that he used to wear. And Jeff Jarrett will retain the suspenders. Well, he stole them, so he's wearing them. Everybody who stole it,
he's wearing
it
them
in the match.
Oh, okay, then. Well, that works.
And then they win them.
That works well for me then, because I've got Demolition facing off against the Basham brothers over the gimp match.
Next level gimp match.
I'm the ultimate gimp.
Give me back my gimp mask. And Demolition are going to...
Gimp v Spiky Gimp.
We paint our mate.
Demolition are going to regain their gimp masks.
How dare you? My first match, it actually happened, but I want to see
No, I know what it is.
Match up and rip over the act. Oh, dumbass. I'm going to put Reaper
How
in
do they
there.
have two feuds that happen for clothing in such close proximity?
Yeah, but we know which one's best. So we Repo versus Macho is best.
Because he actually nicked Rob Bartlett's car.
He looked a lot more...
He had to reposition.
I don't know, but he looked a lot
That
more
was on
bothered.
the second episode of Raw.
He looked a lot more bothered by it, Macho Man, as well. Because he had to
Well,
explain.
considering he absolutely clattered him at the beginning and ran off with his head.
Crazy. Three count versus the New Day for the unicorn headband things. So the New Day win them back.
Okay. The Rock versus Goldust for the Mama Rose weight belt. And Rock reclaims it back because Goldust stole it.
What a weird way to end that feud.
Finish the story.
Dusty Road. Jim saw my booking. Kurt Angle v Jason Jordan. Jason Jordan stole his singlet. You're not my son.
Stole his pills.
Stole his paternity test.
Yeah. It was me all along. Angle going over. Gotta get his singlet back.
IRS versus The Undertaker, and he stole his massive tie.
Oh, I've got a tie.
Oh, yeah.
Big grey tie on.
Brilliant.
Taker obviously wins his big grey tie back.
Just on that then, I'm going to just move mine from sub-last to now. It's IRS versus Jameson. Because Jameson stole and chewed IRS's tie. IRS wins, but he don't want it back.
Texas grass.
Oh dear. My next one is the Iron Sheik v Xavier Woods for them curly boots. The boot have him. He fucking stole it. Iron Sheik wins. Give me back, Bob. Give it, you bastard.
I don't know why I thought this was just in the head. Evan Bourne v Yoko, and Evan Bourne stole his sumo thing.
It was an ambition of Evan Bourne to be a sumo.
I don't know why that was in the head, but Yoko wins it back.
I could have been the high
Yoko's just in tights.
Eh?
Yoko's just in tights. That's the Yago sumo thing.
Smoking Guns versus the Head Shrinkers. Head Shrinkers have been told and ordered they must now start wearing boots, so they stole the Smoking Guns cowboy boots.
We ain't going to buy them. Stick there. The only other team.
Smoking Guns
So they
reclaim their
were
boots.
barefoot.
You know, going back to your Yoko one, did you know Vince wanted him to have the same thing as what Rikishi?
Oh yeah, I know.
Just have the
his
thing.
arse out.
And he went, I ain't give you arse out. So when Rikishi had he thought, you get your arse out.
You suggested
He
this.
loves a Samoan in a thong, doesn't he?
It's a king. Next match, it's Hogan versus Brutus. I've wanted these bandanas that Brutus has stole. Just sniff it,
I love that.
and sign.
Make it into a shrine, wouldn't he, old Brutus?
But then he'd sign Hogan's name and sell it without telling Hogan.
Brutus has stole a lot more than
That's true.
That's true.
Hogan would win through the power of Trump. He should have done his WrestleMania 4 promo on that thing.
Chad loves him now because he's such a Trump fan.
Oh, fuck you know. But on.
I had to book him because I love him. It's Iceman from IWA.
Is it Big Dan?
Versus Stan Hansen, and he stole his hat and whip. So the Iceman's got the hat on.
What a match.
And Hansen retains, wins back his hat and whip.
Oh, what a match. JBL versus Broadcast Corbin. All he now has is his hat. JBL's hat. Sadly, JBL reclaims his hat. He's still broke.
Oh dear. Next match, PCO v Shawn for PCO's eye patch.
PCO's
the one that's locked it because Shawn got a gompty eye there.
It's the fact of putting directive.
So it's modern Shawn.
It's modern Shawn.
Skinner Shawn.
Me PCO, and PCO gets his win over the
Oh, I love that, Sam. That's such good book.
Initially it was Brett, but as we
Layers,
started it, I'm not right.
That's like literally Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, 2 WrestleManias in the match. You can build and then by the end of it, because he's wore it so long, it just corrected his eye. It's just,
Shawn, hit me up,
this
mate.
is layered.
I know who can fix your gonky
There's
eye.
no layers to Marv. It's Hardcore Holly with Batista. And Hardcore Holly stole that white turtleneck that he's wearing it in the match.
Brilliant.
Swerve. I'm having Hardcore Holly keep it.
Oh.
And now it's his gimmick, the heel.
Turtle's neck.
Do you remember the turtleneck that Batista come out with on SmackDown once?
Yeah.
The white turtleneck.
No.
It's like a thing. Everybody loves the white turtleneck.
Is it?
I think it was one of his first
Well, yeah, when he
debut
was
matches.
champ.
Yeah, but I remember it proper old jumpery turtleneck. Main event then, Farouk Assad. They've said, look, you've got to get rid of that silly helmet. You can't keep wearing this silly helmet, but he's grown to like a helmet. So he stole Hulk Hogan's Hulk helmet. And Hogan reclaims his Hulk helmet.
Well, I was going to say, we know Hogan wouldn't have that. We know Hogan wouldn't have that.
Don't ever get past anything there.
My main event, it's Taker v Mark Jindrak, who stole his coat.
I was trying to think of someone who wore a big leather coat.
Mark Jindrak never did. I just thought he'd steal it.
He just looks like a thief.
Oh, I initially was going to have Luther Reigns. Please have Pete.
I keep trying to remember someone who might have wore a big leather coat. I couldn't think of anyone.
Shawn Owen.
Steal somebody's food.
Shawn Owen.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
I can't wait for the fantasy card when we get to that, though.
Oh, we'll get there. Taker wins. He's got to get his coat back.
6 wrestlers that may have eaten a normal everyday food item.
They've had peace before.
We'll have to put that on Twitter to all these ex-pro wrestlers. Have you had peace before? Thrash it, sort of. Let us know.
The missing link, he has eaten a cauliflower before.
Yeah, but this is after peas, not cauliflower.
Oh, Luther Reigns, how have you became such a topic of discussion on this podcast?
Look, all you need to do is drop that into anything.
It's just
that
amazing.
you eat.
But if you feel that we have missed a trick and someone should have stolen someone's jockstrap or socks, let us know on our website, which is bettercallcreative.org. Our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/BCCpod, or our Twitter, which is @BCCpod. September is up and running. The leaves are starting to fall. And we are unforgiven.
Already lost.
We are unforgiven for what we are about to do. Because we are going back. No, we're not. We're going forward, I suppose, to 1999 again. It does seem that we're stuck in the quagmire of 1999 recently.
The most overrated year.
Yes, but we're checking out why. Why Steve Blackman
I want to know
does
why.
not like Val Venus and the contents of his back. And we will round out September by getting away from the old school WWF and heading to Sam's favourite promotion. It is All Elite Wrestling. It is All Out 2022.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yes. And it is the one, in case you haven't heard about it as wrestling fans, where CM Punk eats a muffin and he doesn't like what happens after that.
Thanks, Punk.
Are you looking forward to watching 3 hours of pre-show before 14 hours?
Pre-show, 4-hour show and a 3-hour boat show.
This is yours. This.
I think we won't do a blow for blow there. We'll just say this match happened. Now let's
No,
get
you've
to
got to
fun.
talk about the 29-minute Jericho match.
I can't deal with it. I can't deal with it. Everyone knows that every match that's ever been really long is great.
Yes.
Dave Meltzer
Watch
told
this
us
show
so.
and they'll realise
Unless it's on NXT and it's too flippy and it's just gymnastics.
Yes. Are you looking forward to All Out?
Fuck's sake.
Yeah.
I look forward to pissing everybody off online.
Yeah. We'll just have to bleep you out. And then we will
What do you think about it, Sam?
I'll just get I'll just splice in where you've said, yeah, it was good, somewhere along the last 200 episodes.
match ever.
And then we will be in October, and oh my god, we have got a plethora of great shows to look forward to in October, because we are full on spooky bollocks, because we are doing a Halloween spectacular where we look back at some wrestling horror gimmicks, including Leatherface and Jeff Jarrett.
Actual leather feet.
Oh, yes.
Oh, fucking hell. Oh, no.
We're going back to AEW. I ain't bothered about the Leatherface bollocks.
You've got some really difficult days ahead in October, because we're also doing the return of XPW 2022 Halloween in Hell 3, headlined by
Slack
versus Angel and Necro Butcher, and he's so fat and old fighting this other big fat bloke. It's amazing.
Wow.
I saw it, and that was when
October.
I put it on for a minute earlier. Necro Butcher does a Brett rope jump, and the commentator screams, "Don't forget the pencil!" And I thought, this show's amazing.
It's like 4 hours.
The pencil.
4 hours, but 2 hours of cleaning.
Yeah,
They
have intermissions
Oh,
and
yeah, you
stuff.
showed me that.
Loads of intermissions, but I want you to make notes on the intermissions, please.
With just the XP.
He waved it this way, he mocked it that way.
Oh,
He missed
yes.
a spot.
Right, you got
God damn
a
it.
woman.
You fucked up.
And we will be doing a Halloween Havoc, but I haven't decided quite yet what it will be. It will probably be 2000, because we haven't done it yet. And of course, it's 2000, and we
We've
like
done
making,
95.
we like making Jack watch as much 2000 WCW as we
God.
can.
He's doing it by choice at the minute.
So join us for our October spectacular then. But that leaves me to say I can't remember what I called you, Jack.
The chap with the chin strap.
The chap with the chin strap. It is Jack Chance.
Goodbye.
And taking that bucket off your head is Sam Chance.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, folks.
When I was just a lad, looking for my true vocation, my father said, "Now, son, this choice deserves deliberation. Though you could be a doctor, or perhaps a financier, my boy, why not consider a more challenging career?" Hey, ho, ho, you'll cruise the forward shores. See you, lads! Show him you've been practicing! Out of doors. True friendship and adventure are what we can't live without. And when you're a professional pilot,
That's what the job's about.
upstage, lads! This is my only number. Now take Sir Francis Drake. The Spanish all despise him, but to the British he's a hero and they idolize him. It's how you look at buccaneers that makes them bad or good. And I see us as members of a noble brotherhood. Hup! Hey, ho, ho. Oh, I love it! 'Tis poetry in motion. Before we lose our tempers, we will always count to 10. On occasion, there may be someone you have to execute. And when you're a professional pirate, you don't have to wear a suit. What?
I could have been a surgeon. I like taking things apart. I could have been a lawyer, but I just had too much heart.
I could have been in politics, 'cause I've always been a big spender.
And me, I could have been a contender.
Some say that pirates steal.
and should be feared and hated.
I say we're victims of bad press. It's all exaggerated. We'd never stab you in the back. We'd never lie or cheat. We're just about the nicest guys you'd ever want to meet.
Tell the truth, lad. Do you really think the captain and the squire are planning to share the treasure with the likes of us? And we being the rightful owners who shed our blood getting it here. Join us, lad. Donate your compass to the treasure hunt and get a full share. Hey, ho, ho. It's one for all for one. And we'll share and share alike with you and love you like a son. We're gentlemen of fortune and that's what we're proud to be. And when you're a professional pirate, you'll be honest, brave and free. The soul of decency. You'll be loyal and fair and on the square. And most importantly, when you're a professional pirate, you're